I'm Dr. James A. Farmer, and I'm doing the series on forward-thinking action, and today we're going to be talking about personal safety. That's very close to my heart because I have been a victim. Like many of you, I've been a victim also. I was a victim 3 times. In the wrong place, in different cities, minding my own business, and when I look around, there's a gun in my face and they're asking me, give me everything that you have. I actually had one person got pissed because I didn't have any money on me. So I want to talk about this, and I want to share, and hopefully some of this information will prevent you from getting into any trouble. So personal safety, I want you to look at it as defensive living. Now, we have a lot of weapons on our body that we can utilize. I'm sorry, everybody's not going to have the physical conditioning and the knowledge base that Bruce Lee had. We're not going to be jumping up, doing kicks and kicking guns out of people's hands. Even though I have a background in the martial arts, and simply my background is I spent time as a high school and college wrestler. I was a state wrestler. I spent time in judo, a particular art some of you haven't heard called Swai Jiao. Swai Jiao is a kung fu that at one time was just taught to bodyguards. Wing Chun, 15 years in Tai Chi, and I spent a little time in the area of Taekwondo. Even with that kind of background, it still makes one very uneasy when someone puts a gun in their face. So let's talk about the possible weapons that's on your body you can utilize. The first thing I want you to keep in mind is that we all have belts, we have rings that we can use, we have a watch. For the businessman, or woman, you can use a pin to drive off the person. If it's a life and death matter, you need to just throw something in their face to get a few seconds where you can take off running. If you have business cards or something like that, you always can throw that up in their face and so forth. That'll give you a few seconds. Remember, your voice is one of the best weapons you can use. There is a time to scream and yell, and there's a time not to. Your teeth is something you can use, your fist, your knee, a kick, and so forth. Also, keep in mind that you can use high heels or the heels of your shoes. You can use your nails. All these are body weapons that you carry with you every day that I want to make you aware you do have. The next level I want you to take a look at is what I call emotional balance. Here, I want you to constantly be reading your emotional barometer, whether it's real high or it's very low. Those 3 times that I was robbed, I basically kept my emotional barometer down low because I didn't want to go berserk, go crazy, lose it, make the person upset where they would have shot me on the spot. So you got to keep yourself very calm, very relaxed, and you do that in your voice quality. You can increase your voice if you need to, or you can lower your voice. You can adjust the volume. And the other thing I want to bring to your attention is what I call the nail hammer theory. I know there's a lot of people out there who are very aggressive, very assertive. I think I was watching TV a few days ago and they were talking about this elderly lady who, I guess, chased the mugger down who tried to take the purse. Let me tell you something. If somebody has a gun and they want your purse and they want your wallet, give it to them. It's not worth you losing your life over a few dollars. So I want you to realize the nail hammer theory, which is simply this, that there's sometimes, you want to be calm, and there's other times you might want to assert yourself. Believe me, if someone has a gun in your face, you don't want to assert yourself at that time, okay? If the person is asking for this and that, I would suggest that you have a positive mental attitude and give them what they want rather than losing your life. Remember, you got a family. You got loved ones that you got to return to. Dead people can't go back and say, I'm sorry, I should have done something differently. So remember that. The next thing I want to point out to you, which is the last thing, is called environmental factors. And we all do this. I try to keep a lot of light around my home, so when I walk up to the front door, there's some light on the side. I have it on the side of my home, in the back where my patio. I know some of you are saying, but James, I don't want to pay that high utility bill. Pay the high utility bill and save your life. So I have, like, you can get, low wattage bulbs and so forth that'll help, but keep a little light around your house where it's not so dark. The next thing I want you to keep in mind is use a flashlight, but I don't have a fancy flashlight. I have it on my keychain. See there? I'll do that. If you walk up on me, I don't know who you are, I'll pull out my keys and I'll put that in your face to let you know, hey, you're coming too close. I'll use my body language. Stay away. I don't know who you are. Until you tell me your name and what you want, don't come any closer to me. You have to do this in order to protect yourself. Remember I said in the beginning, defensive living. We all live in that kind of culture now where we have to use that to get through these day-to-day challenges. Alarm systems. Periodically I'll leave my TV on. I'll just turn it up, leave it on, and then I'll leave and come back. Remember, don't worry about the utility bill. Okay? Save your life. The next thing I want to mention is pattern change. If you're one of those that come home 5 o'clock every day, change your pattern. I have a friend, she says, James, I go the same direction every year. This is the only way I go to work. Every day, every week, every month, every year. My friends, what I say to you is don't develop that kind of a pattern. Change it up, because you don't know who's watching your home and you don't want them to get your pattern down. Use a voicemail for ladies. Sometimes you might want to put a guy on the voicemail. Okay? Kind of change that up. Use different people. Get yourself an animal. It's very nice to have a puppy and just walking around the block, or you can go get a bulldog, whatever. But it's nice to have animals around the house that bark. The first time they hear somebody at the door, they're going to bark. That's great to have that kind of thing. And also, the last thing I want to say, and this is probably one of the best, you want a nosy neighbor. You want a neighbor always walking around, always looking over at your place. Let your neighbor know when you're going to be out of town and so forth. Let me add it with that piece. You might want to get the police department involved with your particular community or neighborhood and so forth, where every once in a while they'll drive around. All of this throws off anybody who's looking at your neighborhood wanting to attack an individual. See you later. Thank you.